I don't think it's an understatement to say that this is a great moment. But let me start by acknowledging a group of people that their contribution to this is and was indispensable. The Director General of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Hila Haddad, Dr. Ami Appelbaum, that I used to see in Gulf countries, not here, the Chief Scientist and the Chairman of the Board of Israel Innovation Authority, Michal Newman, the Acting Director General of the Council for Higher Education Budgeting Committee, Nili Shavlev from the Israeli Innovation Authority, and the head of ISERD, the Ambassador of the EU, somewhere here. Thank you very much for being here, and Mazel Tov for your and of course the DDG for economics, Yael Avia. There is only one way to look at this, and it's a combination of what we can do together in economy and in technology, which is very important. But the second layer is not less important, and that's the constant effort, and some might say struggle and fight, to take Israel and Europe relations and to upgrade them on a constant basis. It's an endless, long-term strategic mission. And Horizon Europe is the flagship of this effort. Not only because it brings us together when it comes to technology, but mainly in my mind because it brings out the best of us in something which is, as I said, an indispensable element of our relationship. And there is a strategic political statement in us signing this, in a field which is a strategic cornerstone of what we can and should do together. And if there is one thing we should do much better about, it's the way we beam this out. It's inconceivable in my mind that the citizens of Israel and the citizens of 27 of Europe will not be aware of the fact that when it comes to R&D and technology, us, with the leadership of the people that I've just mentioned, have taken us to heights that we have never been there before. And we should beam this out to the Israeli public, and we should share it with the citizens of Europe, and we should speak about it in the press and tweet about it. And we should also provide our scientists and our industries with the daily vehicles to translate this from the letter of the agreement to very practical things. And the fact that we've been able to do this for the, I believe, the third time in a row, should be a badge of honor on the sleeves of all of us, but especially those who I thanked in the beginning. So once again, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite Ms. Hila Haddad, Director General of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology. Please.
distinguished guests, on behalf of the Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, I would like to thank you all, of our partners from near and far, in Israel and in Europe, for the joint work and the great work that was done in the last few months that brought us to this moment. The Horizon programs embodies significant economic achievements. The Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology is prepared to support all the relevant aspects to the ministry work in order to contribute our part in realizing this tremendous potential so that all parties will enjoy the fruits of this crucial agreement. Horizon Europe, as the previous Horizon Europe program, will remain the biggest and the strongest international platform for our scientists, and we're very happy to make it to this day and to this agreement. And I would like to thank all our parties in Israel, the Innovation Authority, Mrs. Nili Shalev for the effort, and the Foreign Affairs Minister. And I'm sure that we can expect many new achievements and success with this new agreement. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you all.
Thank you, Hila, and thank you for the collaboration in this negotiation. Ambassador Dmitry Chanchev, the incoming ambassador of the EU to Israel. Congratulations, and please, the floor is yours.
מכובדיי, כבוד מעלתו שגרירים, מנכ"לי ממשרד החוץ, משרד המדע, Israeli Innovation Authority. היום אני חושב יום היסטורי בקשר שיתוף פעולה בין ישראל ובין האיחוד האירופי במחקר וחדשנות. עוד כמה דקות ואנחנו נראה נציגי של האיחוד האירופי, נציגי של מדינת ישראל, החתימו את ההסכם שיתוף פעולה ב-Horizon Europe. וזאת חדשות טובות של האיחוד האירופי וגם של מדינת ישראל. לפני כמה שעות אני מסרתי כתבי אמנה שלי לכבוד נשיא המדינה, מר יצחק הרצוג, והתחלתי הקדנציה שלי, השלישית בישראל, אבל קדנציה שלי כמו שגריר של האיחוד האירופי. ואני חושב שאירוע זה האירוע הרשמית הראשונה שאני בא בתפקידי החדש כמו שגריר של האיחוד האירופי. Our cooperation in research and innovation is a major building block in the overall bilateral relationship. And we value this partnership. Israel's massive contribution to global science and innovation is undisputable, and we highly value it. That is why we at the European Union are very happy to celebrate our renewed partnership with Israel, and we're looking forward to making it even stronger and more successful in the future. We started working together on science and innovation since 1996. This is the year when I first arrived here as a young diplomat. This is the year also when Israel has become associated to the EU Framework Program for Research number 4. Since then, for the last 25 years, about 5,000 research contracts were signed as part of our cooperation, with more than 6,000 participants and about 1,000 small and medium enterprises for 2.5 billion euros in total of EU funding for Israel research and innovation. Israel was one of the most successful non-EU participants in the ongoing flagship research and innovation program Horizon 2020. Some 1,600 Israeli-based projects received a total of 1.36 billion euros in funding. The framework of Horizon 2020. The numbers, of course, are impressive. They represent the depth of our collaboration. And it is a collaboration that is based on shared concerns and common goals. To list just a few examples, we are cooperating in biotechnology, climate change, agriculture, transportation, public health, and many, many other areas. And of course, the European Union remains Israel's main trading partner, which accounts for 30% of its trade volume in 2020. But we have gathered here today to mark the Israel's association to our new and biggest ever research and innovation program, Horizon Europe. I would like to congratulate the teams in Israel and the EU who made this agreement possible. The teams from the Israeli Ministry of Science and Technology, Israeli Innovation Authorities, the teams of the European Union, including my predecessor, Emmanuel Joffre, including Ambassador Aaron Leshno-Yar, who negotiated this, including all the people from the Foreign Ministry of the State of Israel. Once again, thank you all, congratulations, and Mazel Tov. Thank you very much.
There could be a better way to launch a position, a mission as ambassador of the EU to Israel, and we wish you a very successful task. I would like to invite Dr. Ami Appelbaum, Chief Scientist and the Chairman of the Board of Israeli Innovation Authority. Please, Ami.
Distinguished guest, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Ms. Orit Farkas-Cohen, the Ambassador to EU, delegation to Israel. It's impressive to hear you speaking Hebrew. I think it's less impressive to hear me speaking English. Ambassadors from all over Europe, colleagues from Ministry of Finance, the Council for Higher Education, Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, representative from Israel Innovation Authority, and many other distinguished guests. As the chairman of ISAD, the EU-Israel Steering Committee, it is a great honor to attend today the signing ceremony of Israel's largest international R&D collaboration program, Horizon Europe. Israel has been participating in the EU program for 25 years, a program that attracted thousands of companies and scientists engaged in the groundbreaking research and innovation activities with European partners. In the EU program Horizon 2020, the previous program, more than 2,300 Israeli participants received grant of 1.28 billion euro. Just for the Israeli part, it's more than 4.5 billion Israeli shekel for 7 years. Researchers that have done background research and companies that have brought innovation technology solution. In addition to the European program, Horizon 2020, the European Investment Fund has granted loan of 500 million euro to Bank Leumi that delivered those loans and investment to the Israeli industry, more than 70 million euro to Peninsula Fund, and 60 million euro in Israel Venture Capital for investment on a seed and pre-seed startup company. In addition, the European Investment Bank invested directly 86 million euro in the Israeli companies. Participation in the program strengthens our collaboration and brings great minds together to tackle and find solutions to steering global challenges like climate challenges, health challenges, security, and advanced future technology like quantum and artificial intelligence. In this program, Israel will contribute to Horizon Europe 2.3 billion euro in 7 years, compared to 1.3 billion in the previous, in Horizon 2020. This increase is an indication to the Israel economic growth compared to the EU economic growth. This substantial contribution opened the door for strengthening our scientific and industrial excellence in a wide variety of sectors. The key in this program is the collaboration, bilateral and multilateral in form of consortia, making the 1 + 1 much greater than 2. I call upon each and every one of the European colleagues, the boots on the ground for your country here in Israel, the participant in the effort to match and matchmaking between the Israeli and your respective companies in your home country is essential. And that will make the difference between success and failure. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues in ISAD, the steering committee, as well, which most of them are represented here, if not all, as well as ISAD manager, Nili Shalev, for the successful negotiation that enable us to continue this important partnership. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Ms. Michal Newman, Acting Director General, Council for Higher Education Budgeting Committee.
I'm honored to take part in this very important ceremony, celebrating the signature of a treaty between Israel and the European Commission, continuing Israel's participation in Horizon Europe, the 9th European program. Israel has been, as mentioned before, a participant of the EU framework programs for nearly a quarter of a century since 1996, with a phenomenal rate of success in ERC grants, second highest after Switzerland, which makes it one of the most successful countries relative to size, economy, and research expenditure. This is no doubt testimony to the excellence of scientific research in Israel, but it is also the result of strategic budgetary planning, since the Planning and Budgeting Committee of the Council for Higher Education rewards universities for ERC grants won by their researchers through a competitive matching tool, which is a very unique one. The reason we opted for this incentive lies in the fact that the European framework programs are actually the most competitive globally. High level of participation in them guarantees that Israeli academic research remains at the forefront of scientific progress and continues to be a growth engine for our economy. This is also the reason why the Council for Higher Education, through the Planning and Budgeting Committee, share 50% of this program, the cost of the program. On the basis of Israel's success in ERC grants, in the life sciences and in the exact sciences, we would like to encourage our researchers in the social and human sciences to participate more than they do today. We also plan to encourage greater participation of Israeli researchers and the institutions in consortia with partners from Europe and beyond. And we certainly, sorry, it's different paper because my secretary, she said, well, you use the paper, so sometimes we read the upside down. And we can certainly see that Israel has a lot to contribute here as well with the consortia programs. I would like to thank our partners at the Israeli Innovation Authority, and sorry for using the informal names in Israel, being Israeli, Nili, Ami, and Dror, our colleagues at the Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology, and at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and of course those who hold the treasure chest, our colleagues at the Ministry of Finance, Asaf, Sapir, and Talia. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Yafa Zilberschatz for supporting Horizon 2020 along her 6 years term as the chair of the Planning and Budgeting Committee, paving the way to Horizon Europe and to thank her also for choosing Professor Yossi Klafter, whom unfortunately could not join us today, as our invaluable Horizon consultant. Last, but not least, I would like to welcome Professor Yossi McCory, who was approved just yesterday evening by the Council for Higher Education as the next chair of the Planning and Budgeting Committee, and to wish him lots of success in his important position. I wish us all very successful and productive future collaborations. Thank you.
As we gather here to celebrate our partnership, to celebrate excellence and our collaboration for a better future, I have a special honor to invite Nili Shalev from ISERD, who led the negotiation. Please, Nili.
Now I'm excited. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be here today. And I wouldn't be here today without the fantastic teams, all of them here today. And you've heard some of the names. You've heard how important this agreement is for us. This is an exceptional agreement, an exceptional collaboration that we have, the largest that we have, the most substantial that we have, covers science, technology, and much, much more. And this is in an exceptional scale. And I think that we are honored to continue this collaboration and to bring it into new heights. Again, we wouldn't have been here today without the support of so many people involved in this achievement. Professor Yafa Zilberschatz from the Council for Higher Education, who led this support for the program for so many years, just recently stepped down from her position, and the Council for Higher Education for its support, financing 50% of the participation in the program. The Ministry of Finance, that Michal, you mentioned them, Talia, Asaf, Sapir, that is here, that supported the program, and you heard from Dr. Applebaum about the increase in the budget that we contribute to the program. The Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Hila, the minister that you'll hear soon, and all the team from the ministry. Of course, the Innovation Authority, Dr. Ami Applebaum, who chairs the steering committee of ISERD, and of course, our hosts today, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who without them, this really couldn't have happened. They supported this negotiation and the whole process from start to finish. Ambassador Roni Leshnoyar, Yael Ravia Tzadok, who led the team from the Foreign Ministry, and many, many people here from the legal department as well. On top of it, from the Ministry of Justice, and additional ministries that were involved. And especially I would like to thank my colleague from the European Embassy here in Israel, which has been such a crucial element in this negotiation, and this is Andrea Carignani di Novoli. Thank you very much. Here with us, just to finish, all of ISERD's team. We are here, almost 16 people, working day and night to make this program a success. And I would like to thank them deeply from my heart for their hard work, and thank you for being here. And I call upon all of you to continue the collaboration. We are open to collaborate and to do many beautiful things in the next program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nili. Thank you all who contributed to this moment. I would like, with no further ado, to invite you to the auditorium, where we will join the signing ceremony with the presence of Foreign Minister Yair Lapid and Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology Orit Farkasha Cohen. Please.